Volcanoes, they're hot, they're dangerous, and they've been around for a very long time. People have lived with them for tens of thousands of years, yet they remain an enduring source of fascination for us today. But beyond their danger and beauty, volcanoes are also key to our planet's future. They are one of the driving forces in reshaping the Earth's surface, creating new land, and forcing people to adapt. So let's talk about how volcanoes shape, not just the past, but also our future here on the channel. Hi, I'm your host, and you're watching this channel. Now, before we talk about the future of volcanoes, it's important to understand what exactly a volcano is. Well, in simple terms, a volcano is a rupture in the Earth's crust that allows hot magma from below the surface to escape. This can happen when there's a buildup of pressure and gases deep underground, or when tectonic plates shift and collide. When the pressure is released, the result is an eruption. There are different types of volcanic eruptions, but broadly speaking, the most explosive ones occur when magma is rich in silica, and the least explosive ones happen when it's low in silica. Silica makes magma more viscous, which can trap gases and increase pressure. That leads to more violent eruptions. Less silica means less explosive eruptions. The amount of silica in magma affects other things too, like how far it travels after it erupts. Low silica magma tends to flow more easily, while high silica magma tends to stay closer to the vent. The type of eruption can also tell us something about the kind of volcano that's being formed. Explosive eruptions tend to create steep-sided cones like Mount Fuji or Mount St. Helens, while less explosive eruptions can build up broad, gently sloping mountains like shield volcanoes. Hawaii is home to the world's largest active shield volcano, Mauna. So those are the basics. But what makes volcanoes so fascinating is their sheer power. Volcanic eruptions are among the most destructive natural events on Earth. The largest recorded eruption was in 1815, when Mount Tambora in Indonesia erupted with a force of 600 cubic kilometers of ash and rock. That blast killed over 92,000 people and caused global temperatures to plummet by almost 2 degrees Celsius. But volcanoes aren't just destructive. They're also creative. They form some of the most dramatic and beautiful landscapes on the planet. The Hawaiian Islands, for example, are the result of volcanic activity, and the deep valleys and craters of the island of Kauai are testament to the power of erosion and volcanic activity over time. Volcanoes are also home to a wide variety of plants and animals. Many volcanic soils are rich in minerals, making them ideal for growing crops, and the unique conditions found in volcanic areas can create habitats that are home to a variety of rare and endangered species. Now, let's talk about the future of volcanoes. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, volcanoes will continue to erupt. It's just part of what they do. But the future of volcanoes isn't just about eruptions. It's also about how humans interact with them. As populations grow and climate change alters weather patterns, the pressure on volcanic areas will only increase. For example, rising sea levels could inundate low-lying volcanic islands, forcing people to migrate. Or more intense storms could cause lahars, which are volcanic mud flows that can bury entire villages. Another concern is that human activity may be contributing to volcanic eruptions. In Indonesia, for example, the extraction of oil and gas from under the seabed may have triggered the 2004 Boxing Day tsunami by destabilizing the fault line that runs through the island of Sumatra. Similarly, the injection of wastewater into wells used for geothermal energy production has been linked to increased seismicity in some places. Of course, humans have been living alongside volcanoes for thousands of years. And it's not always our activities that contribute to their destructiveness. In 79 AD, the Roman city of Pompeii was destroyed when Mount Vesuvius erupted, killing thousands. But if that eruption had occurred just a few days earlier, it's likely that the city would have been spared because most of the people were away celebrating the festival of Easter in the Roman provinces. The future of volcanoes also depends on our ability to predict their behavior. In recent years, Scientists have made significant progress in understanding the precursors of volcanic eruptions, such as changes in the frequency and strength of earthquakes, ground deformation, and gas emissions. But predicting when and how a volcano will erupt remains a major challenge. In 2010, for example, the Eyjafjallajökull volcano in Iceland erupted, sending ash and debris into the atmosphere and disrupting air travel across Europe. While scientists had been monitoring the volcano for signs of an eruption, they hadn't realized that it was about to blow until it was too late. One way scientists are working to improve their ability to predict eruptions is by using new technologies. For example, some researchers are developing computer models that can simulate the behavior of magma as it moves through the Earth's crust. Others are using drones to collect data about volcanic gases and ash plumes. Still, others are turning to social media to gather real-time information about eruptions. During the 2021 eruption of La Soufrière in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, for example, people used social media to share videos and photos of the eruption as it happened. It's not just scientists who are working to understand volcanoes better. Local communities are also playing an important role. In places like Indonesia and Japan, where volcanic eruptions are common, local people have developed their own early warning systems. These systems often rely on traditional knowledge and community networks, but they've been proven to be effective in saving lives. One of the best examples of a successful volcanic early warning system is the Mus volcano in Indonesia. The Mus volcano had been quiet for 100 years when it suddenly erupted in 1994, killing 35 people. But thanks to the local early warning system, no one was caught off guard. In fact, residents had been preparing for an eruption for months. They had built shelters and stocked them with food and water. And when the eruption finally happened, only one person died. This was due to the local early warning system. But despite these efforts, volcanoes will continue to pose a threat to human life. And as our planet's climate continues to change, that threat will only grow. For example, one team of researchers has suggested that Mount Vesuvius, which destroyed Pompeii in 79 AD, may erupt again within the next 3,000 years. And it's estimated that up to 3 million people could be affected by the eruption. That's why it's so important that we continue to study volcanoes and develop new ways to predict their behavior. And it's also why it's so important that we respect them. In many cultures, volcanoes are seen as sacred objects, and for good reason. They're a reminder of the awesome power of nature and the need for humans to live in harmony with the natural world. I mean, think about it. Every year, millions of people visit places like Mount St. Helens and Yellowstone National Park to see the incredible sights and learn about these amazing natural wonders. And it's not hard to see why. Eruptions can create new land and reshape the landscape. They can also release gases and particles into the atmosphere that can cause global climate change. Volcanoes are truly one of the most powerful forces on our planet. They can destroy entire cities and disrupt global economies. But they can also create new land and provide homes to rare plants and animals. As we look to the future, it's clear that we need to do everything we can to understand and respect these incredible natural wonders. By learning more about volcanoes, we can better protect ourselves from their destructive power and appreciate the unique beauty that they bring to our planet. So what do you think? What's the most interesting thing you've ever learned about volcanoes? And what do you think will be the biggest challenges facing volcano scientists in the future? Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe for more videos about our planet and the amazing people who study it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.